Hey, sister, if you are feeling stuck right now, like you've confessed and you're trying the things, but you still can't seem to move forward, I see you. If you're wondering, is this what healing is supposed to feel like? Why do I feel like I'm just floating around here? This is the episode for you. Maybe you thought confessing would bring instant peace or closure, but instead it feels like you've taken a step forward only to find yourself tangled in more confusion and grief and fear of the unknown. I want to speak to you today right where you are and tell you this. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are not stuck in the way that you think you are. You're just in the middle, and you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And there is something incredibly sacred about this space, even if it doesn't feel like it today. I'm here to remind you that healing is not linear. It's not a perfectly straight line. It's messy, it's confusing, and it's very often about walking through the unknown with grace. So let's dive into what's really going on in this stuck season and how you can move forward without rushing your transformation. Hey mama, welcome to Intimacy After Infidelity. Do you find yourself Googling, can a marriage survive infidelity? Or what's the first step to divorce? Do you wake up full of hope, only to end the day with more shame when there's another stupid argument again? Hey, I'm Christina Joy, forgiven daughter of Jesus. I too felt the shame of infidelity and wished someone had a roadmap for how to get out of the mess so I could experience freedom. I kept telling myself I just needed to try harder to end the affair and fix my marriage, until I found I needed Jesus to heal some deep wounds in my heart. Through prayer, lots of research, and developing new healthy habits, I was able to find healing to shed my shame once and for all. Now I'm excited to share everything I've learned with you. So find your safe space and pop in that earbud. Let's rebuild your life and marriage better than it's ever been. Before we dive in, I want to share something really personal with you. After I confessed my affair to my husband, I read a book by a Christian woman who had been through something very similar. It was the first time I heard that another Christian wife had had an affair. And I searched everywhere for her contact information after I read her book, and we finally got in touch. And we ended up having a phone call, just one, and that changed everything for me. She was the first Christian wife that I had ever talked to who had had an affair, and she didn't shame me. She offered compassion, perspective, truth, and asked some good, challenging questions. She held space for my story, and she gave me hope that I could move forward and that I wouldn't stay stuck in the pit. So that's why I am offering these one-to-one coaching calls, because I believe one conversation can change everything. So if your heart is beating a little faster, if you've been waiting for someone to really see you and want to talk to you, please book a call with me. The link is in the show notes. I would be honored to share your story and be part of your healing journey. All right, so I want to start by naming something that I think you're feeling. You're stuck. Maybe you're still in the affair and feeling stuck on how to get out. Or maybe you've confessed and you thought you'd start to feel better, but now you just feel lost. I've been there. I remember leading up to my own confession, seriously, feeling like I was trapped in a spider web is the best way I can describe it. Every time I tried to move forward, I just got stuck a little bit deeper. I felt like my feet were slipping, my mind was spinning in circles. I was wondering if I would ever, literally ever, be able to walk away from the affair, from my shame, from this confusion. And you guys know that I love to reference the Psalms. And David said this in Psalm 40, verse 2. He, God, lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. I remember reading that and thinking, yes, that is such an accurate picture of where I'm at right now. I'm in this pit. It's slimy, it's muddy, it's slippery, and I have no idea how I'm going to get out. But what I found in that pit wasn't condemnation. It was God who reached down and offered me his hand to pull me out. And while I couldn't see it in the moment, that hand of grace was the beginning of my transformation. Sister, you're not alone in this. I know it feels like you are, but that's where community becomes so important. Now, let's talk about something else you might be feeling. Where I'm at today, I can't go back. You can't go back to the affair. You can't go back to the lies, to the destructive patterns. But here's the thing. You're also not the same person that you were before. I know you're in this awkward, uncomfortable place between your past and your future, and that's okay. I want to share something else from my journey. The first 6 weeks after confession felt like death. The grief, the confusion, the shame, it was suffocating. And actually, if you look into the meaning of numbers, which is pretty interesting, week 6 in numerology is often seen as death. And that's exactly what it felt like. It was the end of something, but I wasn't sure at that point what was coming next. I just knew that this was pretty awful. Then came week 7, and that did feel like some closure, like it was the end of this. And it was in a hopeful way this time. Finally, by week 8, I did start to feel a shift. And the number 8 actually means new beginnings. And I did feel a deep breath of new life, as if I was finally coming up for air. It was a new beginning, a new chapter to the story. I knew that I wasn't totally healed yet, but I was starting to feel alive again. And I started to understand how my past wouldn't define me. I was becoming a new person. So maybe you feel like you're suffocating in this current season, but let me assure you, there is new life waiting for you. You might just not be able to see it yet. So I understand you can't go back, but God doesn't want you to. I promise you, he's taking you forward into something even more beautiful than you can imagine right now. One of the first things I did when I started to feel that confusion and that stuckness was I was given this mental picture to draw a line or draw a circle around myself and commit to working on everyone within the circle, aka work on myself and nobody else, like my husband. It was not about fixing him or the marriage or any part of the world around me. It was literally just about focusing on me in a very healthy way, my healing, my transformation, my relationship with the Lord. So I got into the Word. Psalms became my lifeline, and in those prayers, I cried out to God for peace. I journaled, I went for walks, I tried tons of different things, and I said yes to things that felt safe. For example, a marriage conference that we went to, and I gave myself permission to say no to things that did not feel right. Like my husband had asked me to go on a one-on-one weekend with him, and I wasn't ready, and I was able to say no to that. Now, this might look like a simple walk for you, journaling, sitting in quiet with God, but no matter what it looks like right now, the goal is that you are making time to heal, just one moment at a time, and being consistent. So it's about the consistency, not the intensity. This isn't like, oh, what are all of the things that I can do right now to complete my healing? Give me the checklist of 10 things to do and I'll do it. Because trust me, I know that you would do those 10 things if I gave them to you. But no, start small and be consistent. It's these small, tiny steps that really do lead to the biggest transformation. Now, I know transformation does not happen overnight. It often happens privately before it's ever public. I love the picture of a caterpillar. Now, the caterpillar doesn't do push-ups or crunches to become a butterfly. It doesn't force it. The caterpillar, what does it do? It hides. it rests, it transforms in the cocoon. Now, some caterpillars might look at the butterfly and say, who do they think they are? But that butterfly knows, they know who they are, and they know what it took to get there. Oh, sister, the cocoon, if that's where you are today, it is not a prison. It is not punishment. In fact, it's protection. It's where the hard work happens. No one can rush a butterfly out of that cocoon. It's in the struggle. It's in the process of emerging. That's how the butterfly gains the strength that it needs to fly. No one can help it, because if somebody actually does try to help break open the cocoon, that could actually kill the butterfly in the process. So sister, give yourself some time. And that's exactly what your healing is like. You can't rush it. It is a little messy. It does feel agonizingly slow, but it's so powerful. So if you feel like you're in the cocoon, I want to tell you, don't rush. Don't look for a shortcut. No magic tricks, no life hacks. I promise you are becoming something beautiful, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but you are right where you're supposed to be today. So, what can you do when you feel like you're stuck in the middle? How can you feel like you are starting to take tiny steps forward? I want to challenge you with a question. What if this right now is your greatest transformation? You don't need all of the answers. You don't need to figure out your whole future in one day. But I want to give yourself permission to take one step forward, no matter how small. Maybe it's just sitting in silence with God. I know even now there are some days where sitting with no phone, with no other people, that can be really hard. But again, it's the consistency, the showing up day after day, trying again and again. The transformation happens in the consistency. So sitting in silence, but maybe taking a walk feels a little safer. No matter which way you go, do it with God and with yourself. So maybe sitting, maybe walking, journaling. Journaling really helped me to get all of my thoughts out on paper. Opening up scripture. Again, Psalms was that balm to my hurting soul. Beautiful, beautiful verses that I could pray while I was reading. So no matter what you choose to do, remember this. Your past does not define you. We don't look at a butterfly and say, oh, but remember when they were the caterpillar? Remember that when they were this little worm over here? No, your past will not define you. What you did is not the definition of who you are. It's who you are becoming in the transformation. So, sister, what if this is your greatest transformation right now? You are safe. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And you are becoming all that God has planned for you. The beautiful thing is, He's already at work in you, and His work is perfect. I love Ephesians 2:10. It says, for we are His workmanship. Like He literally created you. And we were created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Sister, nothing that is part of your past negates this promise. God has good works prepared for you to do. And you are His workmanship, or another way of saying that is you're His masterpiece. You are precious to Him. He's not finished with you. So even if you are feeling stuck, I promise that you're not. You're in the process of becoming. I am so proud of you for showing up today. Keep going. Keep trusting. Keep believing. I'll leave you with this verse from Philippians 1:6. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. Your healing is just beginning. The work God has started in you is beautiful. Trust the process. Sister, if you are looking for a community to grow with, to share your journey with, our free Facebook community is open. We would love to see you in there, to hear your questions, to hear how you are healing in this season. It's a safe space where you can walk alongside other women who have walked your shoes, but full of grace and support. And if you're ready to take the next step in your own healing journey, again, let's get something on the calendar for some one-on-one coaching. Fill out the form, schedule your call. There's a link in the show notes. And let's talk about how I can help support you and hold space for your story and help you rebuild intimacy with yourself and with God. Sister, I love you. I am praying for you, and I can't wait to chat with you soon.